previous video, we showed you how to create this Add New Contact button, but it has an issue whenever a user enters a duplicate contact. It doesn't handle the error, and it just gives them the ugly red unhandled fault error. Now, this is because the user is entering a duplicate. We received this email that tells us, hey, duplicates were detected. We have a duplicate alert going on here. So this hit our duplicate rules and caused an error for the user. Now we want to update the flow so that it tells the user exactly what's wrong and lets them change the data if they need to. We're going to go over first to our duplicate rule, and we're going to make the error that the duplicate rule is showing be a little bit more descriptive. So this is the duplicate rule that we have turned on. And then you can see this is the alert text. We're going to change this to say, you are entering a duplicate contact. And then we can look for this specific text in our flow, and then we can show the user a specific error. We're going to go over to the flow that we created in our previous video. We'll provide a link in the description below. Here's what it looks like. Now we're going to come to our create contact element, and we're going to click add fault path. We're going to add a decision element here, and we will call this duplicate error. And then we're going to look for our fault message to contain duplicates detected, just like we saw in our error email. And then we're going to copy the exact alert text that we have here. And this is going to be all other errors. Now here, we want to look for the existing contact. So we're going to do a get records. And we're going to look for the existing contact based on the email address match. Now, I know that's not perfect because you could have more than one contact with the same email at different accounts and all the things. We're going to do the best we can. This is better than nothing, right? So we're going to look for the email address that the user entered, and then we're going to find the first contact, and then we're going to bring back certain fields. Now, I always recommend that you select the fields that you want to store in the variable because it's going to make your flow lighter, especially if you have hundreds of fields on some of your objects. Then we're going to check to see if this existing contact was found. So we'll look for that get existing contact to be null. And then if it was found, we're going to get the account record for that contact so that we can show the user which account the contact is living at. That might be helpful information for them. So we'll look for the account ID to be the same as the account ID for the existing contact. Then we're going to choose the fields there as well, and we're just going to bring over the name. Then we're going to add a screen here. We're going to use a custom label for our footer here in the previous button. We're going to say, go back and change the contact information to allow them to make any updates. And then we're going to add a display text here. So this will show them all of the existing information for the contact, the name, the email, the title, as well as their account name. Now, we also want to give them the ability to add this contact to the opportunity. So we're going to add a checkbox here. We'll call this add this contact to the opportunity. We'll make the default value of this checkbox true. And then we'll add in a dropdown. And this will be called role. And you can call this existing role. We will require this. And then we will use the same pick list choice set that we created previously. And then we're going to only make this visible. Add this contact to your opportunity equals true. All right, then I'm going to put this in a nice section so I can center justify it all really nice. Okay, so that's our screen there. Let me go ahead and save this. So then we'll add a decision element here. And we need to see if they want to add the existing contact to the opportunity. This is from the duplicate contact error screen. Add this contact to your opportunity equals true. And if that is true, then we are going to create a new opportunity contact role. And this is going to set the fields manually for the opportunity contact role object. And we will set the same fields that we did before. But this time our existing contact is going to come from this get. Our opportunity will come from our same record ID that it did before. And then the role is going to come from the new drop down in that screen. Let's scroll down here and find that, the duplicate contact error screen. And we want the role that the user selected. Then we're going to give them another success screen here. We will drop a display text in the middle of the page. We'll give it a success message. The existing contact has been added to the opportunity. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit here. Now this is our fault path that's handling a lot of different things. Now, what happens if it's not that error? Well, we want to give them an error screen that's just more generic. We're going to say there was an error processing your request. Please reach out to your system administrator, and then we'll include the flow fault message there as well. Okay, and then we can also route this create opportunity contact role to the error screen over here. So we can connect this to here. This one we can also connect so that now all of our fault paths are connected to an error screen and the user isn't going to see that red unhandled fault error in any of these scenarios. We'll click save here. Now, some of you may be saying this is a lot of work and you don't want to do this on every single screen flow. So this was an example to show you how you could do it on a screen flow if you had an isolated situation where you didn't want to handle the error outside of the screen flow in a subflow. In a future video, we're going to show you how to create a subflow where you can route all your errors to, and you can just use that as a modular component on all of your screen flows. So we're showing you the harder way first, and then we'll show you a way that you can make it modular. Now you'll activate this flow, and then we're going to come back to our opportunity. We're going to refresh our browser, and now we're going to click add new contact, and we're going to see what this looks like for the end user when they enter a duplicate contact. So we can see that our flow is routed to the error handling, and it's giving us the information of the existing contact. And then it's asking us if we want to add this contact to our opportunity. We can say yes or no. We can also add into this flow in the error handling to check whether or not this contact already exists in the opportunity contact role so it doesn't get added again. So if the user wants to, they can click go back and change the contact information, and maybe they have the email address wrong, who knows, but they'll have the ability to make any updates that they need to. So that's how you add in error handling into your screen flows to help the user navigate through the errors that they're running into without making it look like your Salesforce org is broken. That's it. That's a wrap. Be sure to subscribe to Blue Tiger Academy so you don't miss our next video in the Salesforce Flows Tips series. We'll show you how to take the error handling we created in this video and turn it into a modular reusable subflow that can be invoked from any other screen flow you build. This will make error handling super easy for you in the future. Let us know in the comments below if you have any questions or if you'd like to see a video on a different Salesforce topic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.